Shalom. Call Limelight Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Ba'Shem Akakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone who rule and teach well, the hopeful lake. And sincere Shalom, the hopeful lake, the house of David, the 1/3, that's tuned into the truth and pushing the truth with all truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth where we have been scattered. And it's just a part two. Because my previous video, my laptop was going to die. And going into the Psalms 58 chapter. Because you see everything that's playing out on the earth right now is mainly revolved around two nations, or I should say three nations, right? The nation of Israel, which consists of the northern and southern kingdom, and the Edomites. And the so-called Edomites are what we know today as Europeans, Caucasians, whites, and the nation of Israel, the nations of Israel, right? The 12 tribes of Israel, I should say, would consist of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now, of course, with all the different nations and the time period and eras that have been upon the earth, you will have Israelites looking like Edomites and other nations, and you'll have Edomites looking like Israelites and other nations. So you can't just go out and see a so-called white man and say that's an Edomite. It doesn't work like that. And you can't look at a so-called Native American or so-called black man and say, oh, that's an Israelite, especially with so-called blacks, because they look like what? The Egyptians, Hamites. All right. Now let's go to I'm gonna start at verse verse 7. Let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces. As a snail which melteth away, let every one of them pass away. Let like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. So all this that's coming upon the earth, the Edomites are gonna fail. They're gonna fold and be disintegrated. There's not gonna be, because righteousness is gonna overwhelm this earth in the kingdom of heaven, and the Edomites weren't intended to have a piece of that. They were intended to overwhelm the earth in wickedness. This is verse 9. Before your pots can feel the thorns, he shall take them away as with a whirlwind, both living and in his wrath. Verse 10. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. So it's a righteous thing to kill, maim, destroy evil. What does it say right here? He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. So that's blood being spilled upon the earth. All right, like the elder apostle Tahar said, he's gonna be moonwalking in Edomite blood, right? Because you Edomites are the wicked, and your structure, the construct that you created in a new construct you're gonna come with the beast system, is all a part of the Heavenly Father's plan to take you out of place and take out 2/3 of the nation of Israel and wipe out a vast majority of the population. Because this is all the plan of the Heavenly Father. It's last verse 11. So that a man shall say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is as the Most High that judges in the earth. Verily he is a power, right? The Most High that judges in the earth. And the Israelites are gonna get that main blessing. And you know, these nations will have a part in the Israelites' rulership. So they'll have a better life to live than they do now, because the earth will have new rulership. Now let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. And before that, let's bounce to Psalms 82. Psalms 82 and verse 8. Arise, O Yahweh, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. So this planet, this earth, these nations are not supposed to walk around and do as they please. They're supposed to adhere to the Israelites, adhere to the law. And that's how it's going to all play out in the kingdom. In the times that we're in now and approaching, it's going to be very austere, very cruel, and it's going to be on like the wilderness, right? Like the animals, law of the jungle, survival of the fittest. Because you see in nature, for the most part, animals, predators don't go after difficult prey. They go after prey that's weaker than them, smaller, slower, whatever. And if you are, for example, there was this video of this man sitting down, and it was this crocodile. It was small crocodile, maybe 4 or 5 feet long. It wasn't that big, right? It wouldn't necessarily strike fear in the heart of a man the size of this crocodile. And this crocodile was swimming up to this man, right? And the man was sitting down, so the crocodile couldn't gauge how big this man was. And then the man stood up, and the crocodile seen how big it was, big this man was, and it swam off, right? And that's the times that we're gonna come in with dog eat world and survival of the fittest, and we have to go through this, right? At least some of us, because there'll be mortars that'll die in the midst of this and be beheaded, right, for the testimony of Yahushua, to inherit all nations, to get that ultimate control that we were. That's our birthright. So let's go back to Psalms, the 5th chapter, in verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. And that's you Edomites, starting with you Edomites, okay? All you nations fall under that. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. And they see it now. What is breaking down these scriptures? That's what this is going into. The true breakdown of the scriptures. The who the world even calls God, Jesus Christ, the angels are in the scriptures described as so-called black men with woolly hair. That's fear for you Edomites. That's a great fear. It's a saying. I think it was actually I got it on my phone. I don't want to mess it up. It was a president, I think, or a politician. Let me see if I can get it. Robert Kennedy, and this is what he says. But suppose God is black, right? A so-called black man, and nobody's black, all right? It's different shades of brown. All nations are a different shade of brown, except the Edomites, because they were cursed with leprosy, right? But suppose God is black. This is Robert Kennedy. What if we go to heaven and we, all our lives, who is this talking about? You Edomites, have treated the Negro, and Negro is Spanish for black, as an inferior. And God is there, and we look upon him, and he is not white, and the so-called white man is not white. All right, their skin has been stripped of what we know today as melanin, and we see the blood through their flesh. They have pale red skin, which is been accounted for all throughout the scriptures as leprosy, which is a sin. All right, so of course the heavenly Father is not leprous, right? What then is our response? So their response is this right here: they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. And what is that? Uh, of course, spiritual power, but that main uh, token to it uh, is the UFOs, right? Which are the chariots of the Most High. That's going to be that ultimate, that final piece to everything when the elect get beamed up, and everybody's going to witness it. I think this is in Revelations 11, chapter 2, but I'll jump to that in a little bit. So far, not Revelation chapter 2, Revelations 11th, Revelations 11th chapter. So far beyond all that they looked for. This verse 4. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. So these nations, these Edomites, think that Jake is always going to be at the bottom, and that's just their lot to be the the poor, the weak ones, right? Jake is the last one hired, first one fired. They think that's just how it's going to be forever. They don't think, nobody thinks the nation of Israel is going to rule. Now, of course, these elites, they understand certain prophecies, but that's a very, very minute, very small portion of the world's population. Okay. And his end to be without honor, verse 5. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High? And his lot is among the saints. And again, these nations have believed, because through Esau Edom's uh, colonization, that the Bible, the scriptures, all that is Edomites, right? The Edomites are the saints. The Edomites are the angels, right? That's or I should say, so-called white people, right? This facade that they put up in America, starting in the Americas, and it's all crumbling, burning, and crashing down, and that's where this fear is coming in, and there's not going to be any stopping this. Let's go to Revelations 11 and get that account, because the whole world is gonna and the two witnesses are northern and southern kingdom, right? And the whole world is gonna see the children of Israel delivered, and they're gonna know why the children of Israel went through what we went through. And I'm gonna get that. I think it's in the book of Ezekiel. But let's get Revelations 11 and verse 9. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, 350 years, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. And that's going into 1619 to what is that? 1959, I believe, or 1969, where Abba Bivens fully went out to find the 12 tribes of Israel, and so on and so forth, right? That's what this is going into. And they, this is verse 10, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth. That's right, because you heathens are wicked as hell, man. And Jake is righteous. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life, the Rakakwadash, right, from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. All right. So that's the chariots of the Most High, bringing salvation to the elected nation Israel, man. Because this is only the truth right now is only for the elect. All right. The 2/3 ain't gonna get it. It wasn't meant for them to get it. Okay. So let's go to Revelations 12 and 10, and it reads, And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. So that's talking about you Edomites. You see, Esau is heavily in end time prophecy. Heavily. All right, that's the most important heathen nation, all right, in the scriptures, is you Edomites. Because you Edomites are the main adversaries for the children of Israel and the most scummiest people on the planet Earth, because that's how the Most High sets you up. The Most High sets you up as the antagonist of the earth, and you're going to be put down. Now I'm gonna end this off in Psalms 10th chapter and verse 8, verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. And there's what comes to my mind when I read this is Esau in the ghettos and the hoods and the impoverished areas of Babylon the Great, waiting, lurking, the cops, specifically 12, right, 5-0, waiting to take out Jake, man. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. Yeah, you see Esau in their cop cars, strategically placed out of view. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. Let's get this right here. This is Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. That's why Jake is getting messed up, because that's the punishment of Heavenly Father. Jake can't escape these curses. This is verse 11. He hath said in his heart, the Most High hath forgotten. He hid his faith. He will never see it. So these Edomites have think that they think that the Most High is you know not dealing with Jake anymore. They out here doing all this evil to the children of Israel, and they think it's all fine and dandy. They think they're not going to pay for it, and they're going to pay. They're going to pay big time. And this judgment, this great evil, this survival of survival of the fittest scenario that's coming is going to be a part of that payment. Not the main payment. The main payment is your captivity in the kingdom of heaven and your extermination. But this great evil that's coming is gonna really do a number on you Edomites, man. Let's reread it again. Psalms 10:11. He hath said in his heart, the Most High hath forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it. Let's get this right here. The Most High sees everything. You can't hide from the Most High. This is Proverbs 15:3. The eyes of Yahweh are in every place. Did it say 20% of the places, 1/3 of the places? In every place, beholding the evil and the good. So the Most High sees everything. The Most High hasn't forgotten anything that you've done, good or evil. He doesn't have dementia. The Most High remembers everything, man. This is Psalms 10:11. He has said in his heart, the Most High hath forgotten. Let's get this right here. Uh, uh, this is Malachi 3:6. For I am Yahweh, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So the Heavenly Father hasn't forgotten anything. He hasn't changed his standpoint. right? You see, the Christians say that Heavenly Father changed, man. It's, you know, it was this Sheetamite, man. She said the Heavenly Father said, "Screw the Israelites." She said the Heavenly Father said, "Screw the Israelites, man." That's what this fucking Sheetamite Christian said. They're and these Edomites are delusional, man. They got problems. Now, that's how the Heavenly Father created them, to be these psychopathic, wicked, mentally unstable beings, man. This verse 12. I'm in this off right here. Arise, O Yahweh, right? The Most High. Lift up thine hand. Forget not the humble. So the Heavenly Father is not going to forget his elect, because that's who the humble is, the elect. And that's it for this lesson. Lord's will is edifying. Shalom.